Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie. I'm a full-time trader, mentor in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin, not financial advice, just the way that I see the market. Take a look at the website. Take a look at what the course is about. I'm also having a 40% off for the month of July for the Discord. All right, let's get started. I apologize for my absence this week. I had braces put on and my mouth was so sore I couldn't talk. My teeth decided to move midlife. Don't ask me why, so bear with me. All right, let's get started. So we are under the assumption that we have one of two things happening here. Either we are coming down for a wave 4 and we're going to push up for a wave 5, or we're going to come into our 1 and invalidate it. If we come into the 1, we're going to invalidate the 4. And then we will flip to assume that we're putting in a 2. We are trying to back test the base channel. If we can push up above that and come back into the acceleration channel, we have a good chance of either rallying high or putting in the wave 5. Now a target for the wave 5 is 112,000. That is with no overextensions of any legs. Now, most likely, if this wave 5 is happening, we'll get that blow off top look. And one of these, usually the 5th wave, will get overextended and this target will be much higher. Okay. Notice that we're sitting in between the 382 and the 0.5 retrace. We don't usually do that. We usually nail one or the other. But if we go on linear scale, we nailed the 786 to the T. So I wish that log and linear didn't exist, but they do. So we'll give the market the benefit of the doubt and say that it did nail a fib retrace. Okay. When we get down on the lower time frames, we'll talk about what's the chances of us pivoting now and this being a bottom. Notice that I changed the colors of my candles. I did this for a reason. Usually we have green candles to the upside and red candles to the downside. This is on purpose, okay? Because let's think about it for just a second. When you get green candles to the upside, green is a color that stirs certain emotions, okay? What is the color of money? Green, okay? And green naturally stirs FOMO type emotions. Let's think about red. It is proven that the color red stirs certain emotions. Fear, impulsiveness. Why do you think the stop sign is the color red? Okay, it's warning. Okay. So changing the color of your candles can also change your trading emotions. Okay, so tell me what you think of these colors. I like them. Okay, and think about changing your colors. All right. All right, let's talk about the counts. WXY. WXY is assuming that we have put in the WXY, that all of these legs were zigzags. Now, we are either going to pivot to the upside in the white 5-wave move, okay, which will pull back and at least give us another 5 waves. What would this mean? It would mean if we made a zigzag here that we put in a big B or an X, which would still be very bullish for the market, okay? Or it would mean that we're on our way out of here for the big 5th wave, okay? But we're going to need to break through this resistance, pull back, find support, and put in all of this impulse wave. Now, if we are rallying and we are correcting this leg, minimum time requirement on that is August 13th to August 31st. Minimum. Meaning that we at least have to put in a leg that takes this much time. Now, definitely can go further in time, but this is minimum requirement. Okay. So we could be in a rally that takes us to the 50% retrace or the 618, okay? Where we could be making a complex structure, WXY, pull back, and then continue up, you know, in a corrective rally. We have done this before. We will have to wait and see what happens here. Okay, that is the WXY count. The ABC count is assuming that we are either making an ABC to the downside or this white 5-wave move. If this is going to happen and this C wave is going to come deeper, we would assume that this is a 4th wave. 4th wave usually retrace above the 0.5 fib level. Usually, once you take out the 0.5, you're already in your wave 1. The only reason it's not happening here is because this leg was overextended. But if we break the 0.5, I am not going to be looking at this as a wave 4 anymore. It just will be too high and too big. Okay. If we're going to do this count, if this count is going to happen, we need to roll over now. Very, very soon here. Then the last option is the diagonal. Now I know a lot of people don't like this diagonal because the 4 did not overlap the 1. And what you read in books and on the internet says that that's a rule. But I can tell you that there is diagonals that don't overlap. But if we break 26,550 past the 1.618, I won't be looking at this as a 4 of a diagonal anymore because it'll just be getting too big. Okay? And the chances of this being an expanding at that point, we'll have to just wait and see. Okay? But to keep this contracting look, we need to pivot now, or highest is 26,550. All right, let's go down and talk about this area here. If we're going to make the bull scenario happen, we need to get some separation for the 3rd wave. Notice the separation here. I don't see a separation of a 3rd wave yet. So if this is going to happen, we have got to go, and we have got to go soon. Otherwise, I'm either going to see it as putting in a pivot for a corrective move that could take us higher correctively, or it's the bear scenario and we're going to roll over. But coming underneath 21,700, coming into our 1, will completely invalidate the bull scenario. The bear scenarios that we're putting in a WXY, either we're pivoting now and the Y is over, or it can handle one more hit to the high to 25,500. Going above that, and it's too high for a WXY. Okay, now we can definitely make a bigger complex structure, like I was on the other count, where we put in the W, we come down for an X, and then we go up for a Y. Okay, so if we come down correctively here, then probability-wise is we're putting in an X or a B wave to try to climb higher. Before I go on with the bear count, let's take a look at the DXY. The DXY has bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Right now, this does look like a 5-wave move. But how it can be deceiving is this could be a flat. But if it is a flat, it can't come any deeper because we've already hit the 2.618. So if it's not a flat, then probability-wise is it's made a 5-wave move. With the divergence, it will probably rally for 3 waves and then come down for another 5 waves. What that will do for Bitcoin is while it rallies, we would make this correction down, okay, where we pivot for a B or an X. Then when it travels down for its next 5 waves is when we could rally up here in another corrective move. Okay? Where we would get up higher and make this rally bigger. If that's not going to happen, then it's the bear count where we could be pivoting now, okay, where this is a leading diagonal. Let me go down a little bit here. And let's talk about this last leg. All right. The bull scenario, where this is trying to make the bullish count. It is difficult. I would have to make this a leading diagonal of wave 1 and wave 2. There's too much overlap in here. Okay? So it would have to be a diagonal. Then we have this overlap and this overlap. Okay? We can't make it a bigger diagonal. It is impossible to do. To try to say that it's something like this, it just doesn't work. Okay? So the only thing I can do with it to make it bullish is say that it's a nest of 1-2s. But we have a problem. This 1-2 is bigger than this one. And that doesn't happen in a nest because you're making smaller and smaller degree 1 and 2s as you go up in the nest. So probability-wise here is that we've created a W, this is an X, and this is a Y. Okay? And now we are either making a higher degree, X wave here, or B, and we intend to make a complex, bigger rally where it gives this leg a partner. Okay? Or we have a leading diagonal here, and this is pulled back in 3, and it tends to tank. Okay? One or the other. But invalidation for the bull scenario is this low. This is 1-2s. We can't come under this low. Invalidation for the bear happening right now, and we are going to come down, is this high. Okay? It's pretty straightforward right now. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. That's the gist of it, and I will see you in the next one.